Greetings, Jedi traders. David here of TradingFibs.com to bring you the daily trend for May 5th, 2016, week 18 of the year. As always, please seek financial advisement when trading with your money, as these videos are for educational purposes only. Support your knowledge in the market. See what's going through my head on any given day. Always make sure you have a solid trading plan and never move your stop after placing a trade. Manage it well. All right, guys, let's jump right into today's session, week 18 here. Not much to talk about, guys. It was a pretty slow day here in the Trading Films room. Again, missed one of the better entries of the session, actually. So 3 setups, 1 market. It was all on the NQ for 66 ticks today. There was the move to the upside, early morning session. A couple other good, pretty trending sessions. Again, missed one of those key moves. We'll go ahead and throw that up on the chart, but there it was. Trend number 3 of the session, and kind of flaked out a little bit. Jumped in on that pullback, but just went for an in and out, and got nothing more than 6 ticks out of that one. So let that one fly. Anyway, there's our trend setup of the day. Economics that were up for today. We had a slightly larger than smaller menu, whatever you want to call that. As we saw tomorrow, we lead into non-farm payrolls. But again, it was today from the job cut report, jobless claims. All these numbers did not look that great today. So leading into the natural gas report, and that's where we pretty much rolled in today's session. All right, let's jump right in to the markets. It was the crude. Let's take a look at the crude charts. Again, crude looking pretty good today. So if price action not really following through, then you go ahead and you turn to your commodities or other markets. Before I do that, let's just jump right into the AD line for the session. As we saw on a 10-minute chart, price action gave that lift there that you saw in that trend move on the NQ, as well as the other 3 markets. As price action moved to the upside, couldn't really push that any higher. Gave a little bit of push up again towards the mid session, and after that just came down. And that fall there of the AD line to the downside was that big trend that I managed only to get 6 ticks on. Oh well. Next day, see if we'll get something better. All right, then rest of the session we just managed to flatten it out. All right, let's take a look at the crude. What were the better setups of the session? As we can see, price action here, once market open, you got 3 charts in the red. Beautiful move. Again, market really wasn't set up on the T3 strategy. It only became about post 30 minutes. You had 3 charts in the red, and then bang, 3 charts in the red again. Pull back down here on 4 charts. You might have been stopped out. Again, I'm always just pretty much looking for those initial crossovers. I really don't like the soft pullbacks unless the tick count is really running. Again, you don't have a tick count or an AD line to support your move in the other markets. So again, always just looking for the crossover as the first initial move and momentum. Really the trend of the session right here at 12.19 as price action pulled downside. As long as you stayed in that trade, and then all the way down, and she finished out. Again, pretty much the big picture of the session was still to the downside, as we'll go ahead in a little bit and take a look at the bigger picture. Let's jump right into the YM. Pretty much the session a little very choppy, as we'll see across the board with the most of the major indices here, offering small pockets of opportunity to the downside, but nothing exclusive that just ran away. So made the AM session quite tough, as it has been for the last several sessions. First 30 minutes of trading just all over the place. Finally giving way to that trend to the upside. Again, not the best of setups, as you only had 2 charts in sync there. So T3 strategy is always looking for as many charts in sync as possible. So again, might have left you out as that. Don't prefer the pullbacks as much, but there was an entry there. So again, if you are going to go on the pullbacks, I always recommend take your ticks off sooner than later. So maybe an in and out, or 1 off and then 1 runner, but don't go for 10, 15 ticks. Go for maybe 5 or 6 ticks. Again, PM session here, price action lifting up into the lunchtime. There it was to the downside, as we saw in the other indices. Best session, trend number 3 of the day right there. all 3 charts and just took another couple bars, and you were 4 charts in the red to the downside. And PM session, like we saw in the AD line, was just flat across. So there it was, reject at the 50 period moving average. Their sell signal at 12.45, price action right up to the 50 and came down, so keeping you in the trend. Taking a look at the NQ price action, again, very challenging in the morning session. You got several setups that looked like they were going to run, and bang, they didn't go anywhere. So, you know, hey, sometimes you just got to sit it out and say, look, the AD line wasn't moving. First of all, the AD line was moving green and price action to the downside, so you're not exactly taking the short entry here. And there's no long entry here, because all you have is a T3 crossover. It wasn't until post 30 minutes that you had a decent setup. Again, pull back up here, not my favorite, but if you are going to enter up here on the buy signal, on the pullback, you have 3 charts in the green. You don't go for 10, 15 ticks. You go for a small amount of ticks, and you are out. Again, sell signal back right downside. Look at that. This whole V pattern just kind of strange in itself, but hey, that's the market. You got to be ready in both directions. Sat out of that. Price action popped back up here on 3 charts in the green. Nice move to the upside as we had a mid-session pop in the green here on all 4 charts. And then finally the drive down. That was the move there that managed to only get a small amount of ticks there, unfortunately. All right, taking a look at the ES. ES again, same picture in the morning session, chop chop. It wasn't until the PM session where we had several charts in sync. There was the first best one with 3 charts in the red to the downside. Better setup over here at 11:21, right prior to Euro close, and then it was the sync down here. 3 charts in the red at 12:22, sending you to the downside. Again, right there, there was the reject at the 50 exponential moving average, bounce, and all the way downside. Sweet, sweet move. All right, let's take a look at the big picture here as price action on the 3 indices. Again, NQ continues to be in a downward trend. And what happened overnight? That's right. That 4-hour chart on both the ES and the YM now downside. T3 moving averages, downwards trends. So we are downward trend all across the board, blowing by that 50 and 144. So looking ahead, obviously I'm looking for 50 MA support down here for both the ES and YM on average volume. So the question is, do we bounce back up? Well, yeah, as we lead into tomorrow's data, we'll eventually see. Taking a look at the daily gaps still to the downside. Whoop! Let's go back there for a second. Forgot my crude. Let's take a look at the crude here. Pop that chart up as price action again in a pullback on the crude here. You'll have to excuse me. I didn't move that 50 MA. All right, and let's take a look at a 1-minute chart as price action started out the day quite high and managed to bounce right off that 23% fib retrace that we're currently in a trend, an upwards trend. T3 moving average is downside, but popping back up overnight. What a move on the crude overnight, actually. 50 period moving average. So we found support there, and so we're holding up at the Fibonacci level, holding up at 50 EMA. Yet to be seen where the crude will go tomorrow. But again, we're still in a confirmed uptrend, just finding levels of support. So you got to look for the intraday move. As far as the long-term move, well, let's see. We got those T3 moving averages. Get those above the 50 EMA. Get myself a solid body Heikin-Ashi bar intraday, and this thing can move back up. So you're going to have to watch those intraday charts. Again, daily gaps, we got that fib extension up there on the crude, finding that support at the 23% retracement. NQ finding support at the 38% retracement. We talked about this week, daily gaps still remaining all the way downside, and NQ actually with some daily gaps up ahead at 80.5 and 43.5. Nothing remarkable to talk about here on the YM as she pulls back. ES migrating to its 23% fib retracement. Let's take a look at the volume profile. Again, the YM really hanging around that 600-day VPOC magnet. So whether it's the YM here migrating, holding off there, NQ downside as she continues to move and progress downside. Watch for that 4260. So if you're out of moving averages and you've already blown past those, then you look for you look for obviously daily gaps, or you look for Fibonacci levels, or for open gaps for that matter. And so first levels will obviously be 50%, 4226 down here. But before I get there, I'm looking at, that's right, I'm looking at 42.60 as the first line in the sand. ES again blowing by its 600-day VPOC, but if you got to call it, we're pretty much in a zone here on that 20/60/50, and yet crude to bounce back up. Hey, crude moves its way back up. Watch the magnet up here at 53.97. All right, I think we covered it all. Let's look. It's all been about, that's right, it's all about the employment situation as we roll into tomorrow. Heady numbers, almost a reversal of last week. Oh, how could I forget? Right here on the charts. Let's take a look. Did we hit those fib projection levels today? Let's take a look at that NQ. There she was. Midnight open there, 43.2675. Managed to tap that, and session downside to the target low. Let's take a look at the YM. Did we hit that Fibonacci target level? Absolutely. Midnight open 17,631. Never even coming close to the target high, settling around that 546, which happens to line up with that 546 600-day VPOC. And wrapping it up, let's take a look at the ES. Did we hit that fib target? Yes, we did. Target low, blowing by it as well. Midnight open, managing to tap that 53.75, and reversal downside. All right, as I said, non-farm payrolls as we lean in tomorrow. That's what it seems to be all about. So wake up bright and early, West Coast, East Coast, anywhere in between. Get ready for that number. Hopefully it will end off the week on a positive, or either way. Just be ready in both directions. But that number is going to play a key role as we lead in to FOMC again in the next couple, FOMC minutes coming up, I believe, next week. And as we roll into this month of May. That concludes an insight into the daily trend. Feel free to stop by at tradingfibs.com or any of my social media outlets to obtain more information. That's right, tradingfibs.com, where I have some amazing articles posted out there in the social media realm, as well as the weekly futures, ETF, and market cap leaders. Check it out, where you can see my insight into, and really no glass bowl here. As I say each day, I don't have a crystal ball that will tell you where we are going. All I can tell you is where's the current trend. So check out the weekly supplemental technical momentum outlook. Just click on the blue letters there, and up will pop up that 98-page document, free of charge for you guys. Check out the charts there, and anything else that I might talk about each day in the daily trend as we get into the weeks ahead. Again, covering those markets on the weekends, and looking forward to adding more during the week in this daily trend recap. My trading mantra is one simple strategy: any market, any chart, any time frame will keep you disciplined. You can find me every day on Twitter at Trading Fibs, and as always, I leave the crystal ball to the experts. I told you that already. I only trade what's in front of me and on my charts, and as always, leave your bias at the door. Trade the momentum. Have yourselves a Blue Zone day. Good night. Hey, have yourself a great day and good trading. Peace out.